I came up against a pair of heavy wooden doors with square frosted windows. I wondered why God would need his windows frosted. What's he up to in there? Into the silence behind the doors, the new nurse and I stumbled. "Well," he said. "Hello." He must have been about 60, wearing a black shirt and trousers and a white dog collar. And he looked like he couldn't have been happier than he was at that moment. I saluted. "Your Honour." "This is Lenni Peters?" The new nurse turned to me for clarification. "Petterssen." She let go of my arm and added gently, "She's from the May ward." It was the kindest way for her to say it. I suppose she felt she ought to warn him, because he looked as excited as a child on Christmas morning receiving a train set wrapped in a big bow, when in reality the gift she was presenting him with was broken. He could get attached if he wanted, but the wheels were already coming off and the whole thing wasn't likely to see another Christmas. I took my drip tube, which was attached to my drip wheelie thing, and walked towards him. "I'll be back in an hour," the new nurse told me. And then she said something else, but I wasn't listening. Instead, I was staring up, where the light shone in, and the glow of every shade of pink and purple imaginable was striking my irises. "Do you like the window?" he asked. A cross of brown glass behind the altar was illuminating the whole chapel. Radiating from around the cross were jagged pieces of glass, in violet, plum, fuchsia, and rose. The whole window seemed like it was on fire. The light scattered over the carpet and the pews and across our bodies. He waited patiently beside me until I was ready to turn to him. "It's nice to meet you, Lenni," he said. "I'm Arthur." He shook my hand, and to his credit, he didn't wince when his fingers touched the part where the drip burrows into my skin. "Would you like to sit?" he asked, gesturing to the rows of empty pews. "It's very nice to meet you." "You said." "Did I? Sorry." I wheeled my drip behind me, and as I reached the pew, I tied my dressing gown more tightly around my waist. "Can you tell God I'm sorry about my pajamas?" I asked as I sat. "You just told him. He's always listening," Father Arthur said as he sat beside me. I looked up at the cross. "So, tell me, Lenni, what brings you to the chapel today?" "I'm thinking about buying a second-hand BMW." He didn't know what to do with that, so he picked up the Bible from the pew beside him, thumbed through it without looking at the pages, and put it down again. "I see you... you like the window?" I nodded. There was a pause. "Do you get a lunch break?" "Sorry?" "It's just, I was wondering whether you have to lock up the chapel and go to the canteen with everyone else, or if you can have your break in here." Only it seems a bit cheeky to clock out for lunch if your whole day is basically clocked out." "Clocked out?" "Well, sitting in an empty church is hardly a nose-to-the-grindstone job, is it?" "It's not always this quiet, Lenni." I looked at him to check I hadn't hurt his feelings, but I couldn't tell. "We have Mass on Saturdays and Sundays. We have Bible readings for the children on Wednesday afternoons. And I get more visitors than you might imagine. Hospitals are scary places. It's nice to be in a space where there are no doctors or nurses." I went back to studying the stained glass window. "So, Lenni, is there a reason for your visit today?" "Hospitals are scary places," I said. "It's nice to be in a space where there aren't any doctors or nurses." I think I heard him laugh. "Would you like to be left alone?" he asked, but he didn't sound hurt. "Not particularly." "Would you like to talk about anything specific?" "Not particularly."